YouTube. Today we're going to do a little what's my favorite video. Everybody seems to like those, and we've been on 1911 kick here lately, showing off some differences in 1911. So we're going to do a what's my favorite 1911. And before we go any further, I'm going to let you know that all these 1911s here are not loaded. They've all been safety checked. As I pick them up, I will show you that there's nothing in them. So what we have here, we have quite a variety, and these are the ones I've narrowed it down to. And before we start off, we're going to go ahead and eliminate one of them right off the gate, because I don't think it's really fair to include this one in the group, because it is automatically going to be my favorite. It should be everybody's favorite. So the one that I'm going to pick up here is, I'm going to show you it's not loaded, is the original 1911. This one is a Colt 1911. This was made in 1918. So this is the original 1911. I'll show you up close. I've shown it before. And this one is from the World War I era. And this is the very first 1911 came out. It's the original design, and it was made actually a few years after the 1911 was adopted by the U.S. Army. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you right out of the bat that this is my favorite 1911. It should be everybody's favorite 1911 because it's the original 1911. It's the only one on this table that can actually say it's a 1911. All the rest of these are variants of the 1911, like the 1911 A1 and everything. And this is an actual Colt 1911. Pretty neat, folks. It actually says on it that it is United States property. Now, I don't know if that means that I couldn't be able to own it, but I do. So we'll just get that one out of the way. That one actually is my favorite 1911. So let's play process of elimination with the rest of them here, and we're going to go through these 1911s, and we're going to look at them and tell you what I like about them, and tell you whether, besides this Colt 1911, whether it's my favorite one or not. And we're going to start off with this Dan Wesson 1911. So this is a semi-custom Dan Wesson stainless baler. It is a bobtail. And this is a very nice 1911. This thing is put together very tight, and it is, I would say, one step below a super 1911, one of these super companies and all stuff like that. And I've shown a couple of videos, and there's really not a lot of difference in this one, folks. But shoot straight, put together tight, high quality, very good gun. But is it my favorite one? It is not my favorite one, folks, and for the simple reason that I have ones that I like better. Now, the only reason I'm doing this video is to let you know that I do like every one of these. There's none of them that I would get rid of. None of them. But if I was put them in a pecking order and all that, which ones I actually like, this is what I'm going to go through with there. So the next one we're going to pick up here is a Colt. This is a government model, and this is a plain Jane 1970s Series 70 Colt 1911, and it's got fingerprints all over it. That's why I should say it's not my favorite one, because it's got fingerprints all over it. But this gun is super cool. This was actually a vintage one from the 70s. If you look at it close, well, if we can get the fingerprints to get off of it, it actually says Mark IV Series 70 government model. This thing's in excellent condition, has walnut grips. Plain Jane A1 style 1911 with the shortened trigger, the arched mainstream housing, a little bit extended beaver tail, a little bit better sights than the original one. Is this my favorite one though? No, I'm going to say no. I like it a lot, and I wouldn't take $1 million for it, but it's not my favorite one because there's others that I shoot a little bit better, it's a little bit fancier, works a little smoother. So like it a lot. Who couldn't like an original Colt Series 70 1911? So we'll move on. We'll move on down the road here, and we're going to go to this Wilson Combat here. So this is a Wilson Combat Professional. This is a Professional. Is a little bit smaller than a Commander by a 1/4 inch on the barrel. That's the only difference. They both have full size frames and just a shortened slide. And this is a more of an entry-level Professional. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it does have that fine Wilson Combat action, that fine Wilson Combat trigger, and all the handwork and everything that goes into one. And just an awesome gun. So this was my very first Wilson Combat that I ever bought, and that's why it has a little special place in my heart. And for a while there, it would have been hard to say this one wasn't my favorite gun, or my favorite 1911, but as of today, is this my favorite 1911? No, it's not, because I've moved on to bigger and better things, but I do like it a lot, and I'll never get rid of it. So we're going to move on down the line to this one. We'll pick this one up here, and all of them I'm showing you, they're not loaded. This is a custom built Caspian 1911. This was built by my local gunsmith just for me. This gun has a variety of different parts. It was picked out by myself and him, and this is the only one of these that exists. This gun was built just for me, to my specs, the way I wanted it. It's a stainless steel, high polished gun with all high quality parts in it, and you know, it's got the magwell on it, it's got the Ed Brown barrel in it, it's crowned and flush cut, the barrel is just an awesome gun. 100% mine, 100%. There is no other one that exists like that. Has all the options, was made just for me. So nobody else on the earth can say that they have a gun like this, because this is the only one. This was built to order by me, overseen by me, and everything that I wanted was done for me by a true 1911 gunsmith that I personally know. But is it my favorite 1911? It's not my favorite 1911, but it's close. It's a full-size government size. When I say government size, full-size 5-inch 1911 in stainless. And I've always wanted a really nice one, and they don't get much nicer than that one, folks. Not my favorite one, though. So let's move on down the line here and see what we could possibly like better. So we're going to move up to another stainless gun here. And this is a Wilson Combat Professional, very similar to the one that I just showed you, only this one is absolutely decked out all the way. This one's got all the fancy stuff on it, ordered by myself. It's got a flush cut barrel and plug on it. It's got all the carry cuts. It's got the magwell in it, the ambi safety, all the fluted barrel and everything. Everything's countersunk on it. So this is everything that you could ever want in a 1911. I mean, this is top line. This was the one that when you go to fully customized one, this is what you get. This has every option that you could possibly order on a Wilson Combat, and that's what I wanted when I got this thing. And this one has since replaced my other Wilson here as being my favorite Wilson Combat, because the first one I ever got, because simple fact, it's just got more stuff on it, folks. I mean, they're very similar guns. They're both Wilson Combat Professionals, but this one here is just a little more decked out. This is like buying the Lariat Ford versus the XLT Ford. If all the Ford people out there, let yourself know you're smarter than the Chevrolet people. But that's the difference, folks. This was just a little bit more decked out, and this is the one I actually wanted, and that's why it's replaced this one a little bit higher on the totem pole. But is this my favorite 1911 altogether? It's close, but I'm sad to say that it is not my favorite 1911 altogether. So last but not least, I believe that I've showed everybody this before and told you why I like it, but this is my Series 70 Gold Cup National Match. And folks, this one is my favorite 1911 besides the original 1911 there. Can't compete with that one, but this one here, just the finish on it is so gorgeous. The way this thing shoots is just amazing. If I got into a shooting competition with anybody watching this channel right now, this would be the one that I would pick, because I shoot this gun better than any gun on this table. And is it the most expensive gun on this table? It is not, but do I shoot it the best out of all of them? I do. And the finish is just unbelievable. The way it looks and everything is just unbelievable. And it's very similar in looks to this one. This one was made, I believe, the same year. I believe I've looked them up before and mentioned it the same year, but this one has all the bells and whistles on it. This This Gold Cup does, and the other one is just a regular government model. So out of all these 1911s, besides the original one, this is my favorite. So we'll pick them up and we'll show you side by side. My two favorite 1911s are both Colt 1911s. This is the original 1911, and this is my Series 70 Gold Cup National Match. So to recap, we have a 1918 military issued 1911, a Colt 1911. That's my all-time favorite. And then in the order that I like them, we have a Dan Wesson Baylor Bobtail Commander. Then we have a Colt Series 70 government model 1911 government size. You know, this is a 5-inch barrel. And then we have a Caspian custom built 1911 from my local gunsmith. We have a Wesson Combat Professional stainless with just kind of an entry level one without being all decked out. We have a Wesson Combat Professional with every bell and whistle on it, and we have a Colt Gold Cup Series 70 national match here from an actual Series 71 from the 70s. So there is my favorite 1911s. If you have any questions on any of these firearms, I'm sure I have videos on each and every one of them. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And thank you very much for watching my video today. And you folks have a great day.